Hello, welcome to day three now. Oh my gosh, day three of our five-part series with Mila Johansen from Pen to Publish. And, if you've been following us, we have been utilizing this time to announce a 12-week brand new program that Mila has designed. Yes, so Mila over here, she has designed this 12-week program, which I absolutely love because what do you call it? Training for life. And it is really training because we're not born writers. It is a craft. It is something that we do have to practice. And then now to be able to learn all the ins and outs of self-publishing, it's incredible. It's an incredible opportunity that we have at our fingertips. And so, Mila, thank you so much for putting together this 12-week writing and publishing program.
Yes, I'm so excited. I've been doing a 6-week program for the last 2 years, about twice a year, but going through putting my anthology together, the Cinderella monologues, I realized people need a lot more training. So I'm going to go for the first 6 weeks to help everyone write their chapter, because it's going to end in an anthology, a memoir, legacy memoirs for your family and in time for Christmas and for your friends, and that you can sell and make your money back too. And so it's going to be the first 6 weeks of how to write it, what to write, title it, and a tiny bit of writing in each class every Tuesday for 6 weeks. In the second 6 weeks, I'm going to hold your hand and go through the entire publishing process, how to become a self-published author on Amazon, which is a lot easier than you think. And I'm going to hold your hand to show you how to load the books, how to fill in your author page, how to make a short video of yourself, and you'll even be interviewed by Olivia for the book. So it's very, very exciting. And your children and your family, no matter what age you are going to love you for writing this book and getting the history down. Even some of the history of your grandparents, which I'm really into because I put together my grandmother's book, From Cowgirl to Congress, and we brought her into the modern age by giving her an Andy Warhol artist look with repetition in different colors of her picture. And I didn't realize till I put together this book that my grandmother was young once, duh. And there she was, the most beautiful, lovely woman. And I really tell older people, write your memoir, so your children will know you were young once, and it just cracks them up anyway. So.
Awesome. I love that. And so let's get right into question of the day. Now, did you publish that through traditional publishing or self-publishing?
I have been traditionally published in the past with some of my books, like 101 Theater Games and some other books, but I'd self-published this one because I needed it to come out in time for the 100th anniversary, August 18th, 2020, of women winning the right to vote, because she was there in DC as the first woman lobbyist with Carrie Chapman Catt and Alice Paul. And the thing is that it wouldn't have come out in time traditionally published because, it can take up to 2 years to find an agent. And you do want an agent because if your book goes international, you need to know the laws. You need someone to handle it. Agents like having a lawyer for that. And also, they're the ones who will get your book into a big publishing house or a small publishing house. And then it can take another 2 years to publish. So it can take 2 to 4 years to even get your book published if they accept you. They're getting like 500 emails and queries a week, some of them. So they're really having trouble reading them and accepting them. So I have a trick of getting traditionally published, if that's what you want to do, even though I'm a proponent of self-publishing right now. And that is if you attend writers' conferences and you pay the little extra to meet with the agents. All of them almost say, send me your material, send me your books. I sent one this weekend and she wrote me back this morning and said, I received it. I'm going to read everything and keep me posted. I'm like, wow, I've hardly ever received a message like that from a traditional publisher. So that's your best bet on getting traditionally published. And there's another thing, resource, write this down, called Query Tracker. And you can go in there and find out who is accepting queries and for what genres and subjects, and see if yours fit. And you can make a list of people from there that that might be good. But then again, you're shooting in the dark with them receiving the 500 emails a week. So your best bet is to go to writers' conferences. And so that's the thing is I know several people who were traditionally published and they've decided to move into self-publishing because they already had a name and you can make more money self-publishing. You make $1 or $2 a book usually with traditional publishing, and with self-publishing with this book, I make $6.50 a book. So I probably don't sell as many books as if it was traditionally published, but so that you have to weigh that out. And do you want to wait? Do you want to take a chance? So maybe what I'm doing is I have some books I'm holding out and I'm going to try traditional publishing. And then I'm going to keep publishing my other books, self-publishing on Amazon. So that's what I'm working on. Amazon's so easy too. Right now, Amazon has made it so simple to publish. And I'm in our program, our 12-week program, I'm going to go through every aspect of it and show you. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. I'll have a book ready to go to publish. And the great thing about writing a chapter in an anthology like this is I'm teaching people that you can take your chapter from the anthology, because we're offering 2,000 to 5,000 words, which is more than most anthologies offer. And you can make that into a short book later on Amazon and sell that too along with it, because the more books you put on Amazon, the more sales you make. Not that you have more books, but it builds your algorithm so people can find you. And so there's a lot of really wonderful attributes that go along with Amazon. And I could go into those if you want me to.
Amazon does make it so easy. And I think the question comes up is that, if people do decide to do self-publishing to begin with, they don't have a name yet, so they're deciding to do self-publishing, can they eventually do traditional publishing?
Yes, but you can't usually do the same book, except there is a story, Olivia, about The Martian, the movie The Martian. I'm in a writers group, and one of the people in my writers group know the man who wrote The Martian, and he self-published on Amazon, but he sold so many copies. For some reason, he sold like 1 million copies. And so a publisher asked him to come with them, and they took him on, and they traditionally published his book, and then it became a movie. And he was speaking at Comic-Con. I go to Comic-Con every year, and I missed his talk. I heard about it the day after. I was so sad because my friend knew him. And so they took his book from self-publishing, traditionally published it, and then made a movie. So that is possible if it's the right book. And now, this is the amazing thing about the book. It is the textbook for NASA. All astronauts have to read and study his book because it's so accurate about what it would take to live on Mars, which I think is fascinating. And so it is possible. It depends on what you're doing. But normally, if like I published this book on Amazon, they're not going to want to take it and put it in traditionally published. Perhaps maybe that book, because it is an important book about how all women won the right to vote. And it could be used for women's studies, which she has another book out, my grandmother did, From Parlor to Prison, that was used for women's studies in every college and university across America. So it could happen that could happen with the right book, but normally, no. But it does not preclude you from being traditionally published for another book. There's your answer. I think that's what you're asking.
Yes, it was. And thank you for making that distinction. And also, I did not know that about the Martian movie. So now I'm curious. I got to go back in and watch that movie again. That's the one with Matt Damon, I believe. So yeah, I'll need to go back in and watch it and learn more about that backstory. How cool is that?
I think your husband will like that too. Your husband will be interested in that story.
Yes, because he's into aviation and SpaceX and all that. But how cool that it was self-published at first, picked up by traditional publishing, and also became a movie. So there's hope for us if it's the right material.
Well, actually, self-published books can become movies. That's for sure, because you can pitch them to Hollywood movie houses, and there's a lot of opportunity now with Netflix and Hulu and Amazon and Apple. I mean, there's so many. They're looking for material, by the way. So if your book is well written, and that's why we have editors, and it is a story like like, for instance, your story of your mother coming over from Vietnam as sort of a Cinderella character, that would make a great movie. So see, you have potential there. Not everyone does, but a lot of us do, you know.
That is really exciting to think about, and there's tons of opportunities, like you said, through Netflix and even other over-the-top streaming services that are looking for screenplays. And just we have a really good colleague, Randy Pizer, that we both know of, who is
Yes.
also writing and
Yes.
publishing, and she's been really involved with kind of helping another colleague who helps with writing screenplays specifically. So opportunities there. So because I love what you said too in our previous episodes about how you've structured this 12-week program to include some other thought leaders, some other subject matter experts to
Yes.
come in and talk to us. So it's not just Mila teaching or not just me kind of demonstrating, but we're going to be bringing in some other industry leaders, so that way you get more perspective and open your horizons.
Yes, I'm real excited about that because, you know, we have a lot of colleagues and they're in the business too. And there's a lot of things they can show you as well. And there's some things I don't know. I mean, I tell you, if I don't know, I don't know. But I do make it easy. I think I'm the person that makes it easier and more accessible than pretty much anybody else because it is easy. I think a lot of people are trying to sell programs and acting like it's a mystery and it's hard. But really, you could go on to Amazon today and you could load your own book. But most people want me to hold their hand and show them how. So that's okay. And we're going to write this book, this legacy memoir book, and I'm going to show everyone how to load the book when we load it. And then if you were ready with your own chapter, you could load it at the same time. That's something I'm going to offer everybody. And I encourage everyone to put their own chapter up as a book later or use it as an outline for their longer book, because you can have a whole book as a memoir. You know, right now 36 pages is the shortest book you can put on Amazon, 98 pages to have your name and title on the spine. A lot of people are opting to do the comfortable 120 to 135 pages. And right now, we're not doing missionary anymore. We're not doing 500-page books. So probably the max amount of pages you might want to do if you're doing a long book is 250 to 300 pages. My grandmother's book is 300 pages. So that's it. Oh, and the great thing about Amazon, it has so many attributes. You can get samples of your book and see how your book is looking. With my grandmother's book, we had, oh gosh, we had 98 rare pictures, you know, with Eleanor Roosevelt and Lady Astor and George Bernard Shaw and all kinds of people. And it took 9 samples to get it right because of that many pictures. But when I did my dog book, I had to write a fluffy book after that. It only took 1 sample to make sure the book was looking good. So, and the great thing about the samples is you buy them at cost. So my grandmother's book, 300 pages, was $4.50. My dog book was $2.25. And then once your book is self-published, you can buy as many copies as you want at that cost, plus shipping. So that's one of the great attributes of Amazon self-publishing, is that you get these samples and you can get as many copies once it's published. So when you speak at book clubs or libraries, everybody there will want to buy your book. Sometimes that's some of your best book sales, is when you do public speaking in person. And for everybody to buy the book is great. You buy it. I bought mine for $4.50. I sold them for $15 there. It's a big markup compared to what I would normally get from traditional or even from Amazon at the $6.50 price. So there's a lot of attributes that Amazon gives us. They give us an author page. They let us put a beautiful description in. We can link it to our other books, or if you have someone famous write your foreword, that's another idea, then you will link to their books. So there's a lot of opportunity and attributes that I don't think people realize Amazon is offering. And they also offer a free ISBN number too. So there's a lot.
Truly, there is a lot. And once my first published book, I did it with a group of other collaborators, and you're a big part in coaching us through that. So I love like Amazon KDP now. So this is my first self-published book. There I am in the cover. Yes, and it was so, oh my gosh, it was so thrilling to get the samples. Exactly what you said. Like we got the samples, the proof copy, so we could go through and make sure like all the punctuation was where it's supposed to be. everyone's, and we included pictures as well. We included the bio pictures. Oh, look at that! It just came to my page.
Oh, and you did. Oh, that's great. Yeah, and those pictures, we put those pictures in, and so that wasn't that hard. So, but getting those samples, make sure they're in the right place, make sure your page numbers look good, your headers.
Yes, and I absolutely love the back where we included everybody's colored photo. These are all the authors that contributed, and it was enough, chapters in here to make a spine, which looks really nice as well too. So I love that. Oops, I love that. So this is
And
my first foray into Amazon. And so the other attribute that you mentioned is that it gives you an author page. So I have like a digital bookshelf now on Amazon of my books, because since Heart Notes, I've then proceeded to collaborate on this one, The Impact of One Voice. And so this is with R.V. Robinson. So, and then I'll have a third with Cinderella Monologue. So it's really super exciting to be in the, arena of self-publishing. This was through it was self-published, but through a publisher. Like we had a woman in her team come in and design and do it all for us as well too. But it's an
it's well
anthology.
designed. I like it. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's an anthology, and we had 33 authors included in this one. So,
Wow.
yes.
Wow, that's special. And to be in as many anthologies as you can, to be a published author first in an anthology is a great way to get it done when, someone like me and my team, we do all the work for you. So it's like you don't have to do it, and then you can learn from it too. You can learn from the process. I actually am in like 4 other anthologies, and I've actually been learning more about doing anthologies from being in those. Like, how did they do this and how did they do that? And an easy way to join our program is if you go to my website, milajohansen.com. That's the easiest way to get in and to sign up for the 12-week program. And if you're wondering about it and you want to ask questions, I'm offering a free hour, a consultation that you can come to and ask me all about what it would entail, and is your story the right story? And I think most people's story is the right story because we all have them. Everybody has a story to tell. But you can have a consultation with me, or you can just sign up. Either way.
So yes, so we are going to wrap this up. The link is below. It's right here, milajohansen.com. That's where all you'll find the details to book that consultation with Mila, as well as just sign up for that 12-week program. It starts very soon, October 4th. Mark your calendars. And yes, we hope that you've enjoyed just this little topic about traditional publishing versus self-publishing. And hopefully it will open up your eyes to what's available with Amazon KDP. And they have really streamlined the process for all of us. And we've got Mila to guide us through it. All right, everyone. Take care and stay tuned for Thursday. Thursday, we're going to dive into who can be a writer.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.